What is the major difference between I-20 and international student visa? Let's use F1, though there are other types of international student visa like M1, and there are some people in J1. But what is the major differences? Because I've seen so many situations. Someone is here as international student, maybe is doing bachelor's degree for 4 years, but the visa is 1 year visa or 2 years visa. Once the visa is expired, someone thinks that I have to get out of the country to put a stamp of another visa for student visa to come back to America to be eligible to continue to stay in America, which is something is very, very wrong. So here is understanding of these two issues, I-20 and student visa. Let us start with the visa part. In order for you to enter into the United States, for all what we call non-immigrant visas, by non-immigrant visas, the visas where the person has no intentions of continuing to stay in the United States on a permanent basis. So the visas which are obtained from the U.S. embassies and consulates around the world are not going to be renewed while you are within the United States. Why? Because the visa is a document which gives you the entry permit, is a document for you to enter the United States, but is not the document which keeps you in the United States. You see the difference where I'm going to draw? Means if you want to enter the United States, you come with the visa. But for you to stay in the United States, the duration of stay will be determined by I-20, which is another document. Then, the length of the visa can be 1, 2 years, whatever is for student visas, but that is not the duration of stay which is going to be indicated by I-20. Although the visas have the expiration date, it does not determine how long you are going to remain in the United States. Why? Because the visa is just the entry document. Once you are in the United States, there are other factors which are going to determine for you for stay in the United States. For instance, if you are legally here for studying, the duration of your study will determine how long you'll be legally allowed to stay in the United States. And that's why once you enter in the United States, you'll be able to check the so-called the I-94, which is arrival and departure record document. So if you go to the Google search and type I-94, you'll be able to do the online to check your record, which will be able to indicate your non-immigrant status, that when did you arrive in America, which airport, and how long is your duration of stay in the United States. So that's number one. But let's go to the I-20 now. What is this? The so-called I-20, immigration form number 20. So the I-20, this has a lot of multi-purpose document, but is the government issued or government approved document where the institutions which are certified by the government are allowed to give to the international students. That means this is also officially known as the certificate of eligibility, because you are eligible to apply for F1 student. In this particular case, you can apply for M1, still you can get I-20. For those who are coming under J1, they are given what we call the DSC 2019, is a different form, though they say they serve the same purpose. But once you get the I-20, is not just a direct, now I'm officially the legal student in the United States. No, you have also to be approved to get the visa and come to the United States and have that one. So once you already have the I-20, let's say you come to do PhD, is 5 years, but the visa is 2 years. So once you travel to the United States, you have to travel with your I-20 on hand. That is, you must have that one. And the Customs and Border Protection Officer will see at the port of entry, will be able to review your I-20 and give you the status to come to America. But in the system of I-94, they will grant you, even if you have 1 year or 2 years visa, but you are coming for PhD for 5 years program, in the I-20, it will be written for 5 years, and that will be indicated on the I-94 form. So for that is what you call your completion date, your I-20 completion date. The completion date which is entered on your I-20 is going to be based on the particular major and the degree level you are going to study. This is just the estimated time where the university is going to feel that you are able to use to fulfill all the degree requirement to graduate. However, if you are not able to finish, you can request extension to add whatever. But if you decided to stop going to school, you are going to be out of status. So the completion date, so let's say it's 5 years, 2030, that's when you're supposed to graduate, or 2029, you're supposed to graduate. But your visa is going to expire in 2025, maybe in June, May 2025. That doesn't mean that you have to get out of the United States to go to get another visa. No. The visa was to allow you to come to America to enter. But once you enter, now the I-20, the completion date, the duration of stay is determined by the length of the program and you continuing to fulfill the requirements of being the international students during that particular period of time. So you don't need to get out unless others on your own, you are planning to go for vacation in your country or to another country. You cannot come back without the visa. The visa is just the document to allow you to enter America. But what allows you to stay here as international student, for F1 will be I-20, for M1 will be I-20. For those who are going students, let's say you are Fulbright scholar student, whatever, it will be DSC 2019. So for you, you have to know the major distinctions between the two things. But wherever, let's say, you decided to complete your program and then you want to, or you didn't complete it, that means you're out of status, and you complete the program, you want to go back to your country, there are certain regulations. Do you want to get what we call the OPT? They are going to extend your I-20. So you finish your degree, they'll give 1 to 2 years to have professional work experience. So they will issue the new extended I-20 in that particular way. So there are so many other factors you have to play around to understand the I-20. And if you have I-20, you have the visa. You cannot just come here in advance to start studies. The studies, you must come at least within the month of school to be open. You cannot come, maybe let me go there 6 months before the school starts, 3 months before the school starts. It has to be within the 30 days. And if the school opens, it goes more than 30 days, you cannot be allowed to come here because they know for sure the school is far ahead and you will not be able to catch up. So there are some requirements you have to know to understand the I-20. What is I-20? The regulations in those kind of things which you'll be able to understand. So the key issue will be I-20, the law, the completion date, and the requirements which will help you for you to get this, to get the social security, to get the driving license, to open a bank account. All those kind of things are playing a part from I-20. So I-20 is what makes you stay in the United States legally as international student, and it's not the visa. The visa is no longer applicable. The visa will be applicable if you travel out to the United States and you want to come back to the United States. So that is understanding of I-20 in relationship to the international student visa.